Good morning. Feeling back to normal, guys. Took 2 days to recoup from that. Anyway, feeling good today. So, as we all know, kind of a wacko, I call it wacko kind of move to the upside. The gap up from the low. I mean, just technically speaking, it made sense for the market to move up as it came down to support. But a gap up, another gap up, another gap up, gapping above the high of a topping tail. And so yesterday ended with a little bit of profit taking up near resistance. And so that, as you can see on the 5-minute here, it's coming up to the pre-market highs, which I suspect is going to be more sellers up there, 352, yesterday's high. And then obviously the next reference point, if it could get through that, would be that prior pivot high up there. So based on that, and being Friday, always 0-day DTE for SPX credit spreads, or SPY if there's premium there. You've got your two lines of defense, and as this is moving up, that's a good thing, because those, as it opens up, ideally those call premiums, the premiums get jacked a little bit. So we don't want to go directly above this high here. We want to get somewhere up here, which would be like 35.60 or better. We look at the premiums. If we can get above the all-time high, I look at that as a no-brainer today. So after this run, it being a Friday, if this premium up above the all-time high, you never know, but logically, I view that as being a 99% chance of never getting there. So whether there's premium or not, we got to take a look. So let's take a look at the SPX to get the levels. And so there's 35.60 up there. And of course, 3,600 or better. That's far away. I don't know if there's premium there, but that's part of the factory work of what we do as it relates to credit spreads. You look at the pattern, and if it's going up, as it has here over multiple days, especially with gaps higher into an area of resistance, the probability of continuing to go significantly higher today is relatively low. Right? So I'm being told that 35.65, there's some premium. So assuming maybe this move that was coming up, going to the futures here, it was coming up here. It's coming up to this level here. If it can get through that, what we want to wait for is to see if it'll push even higher at the open and push up to this level. And then we'll have more premium up above here. Maybe can get a little bit further away if that happens. If it begins to fall here, then you got to decide if you want to, get closer to this area, like 35, I don't know, whatever, somewhere in between here. If it starts to drop back down, so you gotta make that evaluation as the market opens. As you can see, as this is trading right now, it's right up against this prior high, and sellers are going to be there. Those of you that are new, either in the room here or on YouTube, if you're with Master Trader for any length of time, you will get tired of hearing me say, look to the left. So look to the left and see what's there. Assess how far prices have moved in the time frame that you're looking at. Have they moved from support all the way up to resistance? That point to the left is going to be a place where traders are going to increase supply. Then, the hard right edges, we call it, you begin to see what the reaction is to it. So far, it's benign. It's just going sideways there. So we'll just have to see what happens here, whether it starts to pull back or as it starts to push higher. If it should do that, You evaluate the premiums on SPX, you see where you're at, and you make a decision. Right? The further you can get away from what I call danger, the greater the probability of keeping the money at the end of the day. Right? So on the put side, that's kind of tougher, right? And you know what? I don't suspect any kind of significant sell-off today. I mean, this is a powerful move. It's Friday. Who knows what happens over the weekend? Look, I don't know. I'm following this news. I haven't been following it today too much. I know there's been a little bit more of a move for Biden, but you know, with the lawsuits that are coming, who the heck knows what news can blindside us? But so that aside, I wouldn't expect anything of significance to happen on the downside. So you know, we look at, you know, where's their support, and well, yesterday's range 34.15, 34.15 should be okay. 34.15, 34.15. I don't know. Doesn't give me an overabundance of confidence, McGraw. You know, if it started to come down, I think that's probably doable. I would wait. 8-point difference. Yeah, okay. So I would still, I think, wait to see if it actually started to sell off today. And then if it did sell off, say to this swing low here at 34.42, then I would like to see, based on that move down, did the premiums on the puts get jacked up enough where we could go lower? Right. So, you know, selling a put credit spread seems to be a no-brainer, right? When this, let me say it would be a no-brainer. If we could sell a put credit spread down here at 32.40 today, which is not going to happen. But if we could, that would be like free money. But it is rare that we're ever going to see such a thing. But selling a put spread after prices have moved up to resistance, I don't see that makes a whole lot of sense, because the idea is prices could start pulling back. So why not wait and see how much it pulls back? Maybe we do get a nasty sell-off into 1030, and then it makes sense to do a put spread from there. And of course, we'll have gotten some information to consider the call side of the equation up over here. Let's look at the other markets. No, same giant gap and another big gap. And so now, of course, there's some profit taking going on. It's moving up, and where is it? We're 292, 293. So, you know, we've still got a little over 15 minutes to the open. So 29 gapping under this, gapping below that bar's low, you're going to have a significant resistance here. So the thinking behind this pattern is this one sideways after a gap up. Okay, bullish. Buyers are continuing to step up here. Red bar ignored. It goes back up. Now we know, what are those traders expecting today? The only reason they're buying is they think it's going to go higher. You know, they're thinking it's going to gap up on Friday. The idiots are coming on Friday to gap it up again, and they're going to sell into that as it comes up here. And now it's gapping below the low or thereabouts. So this now becomes resistance. So jiggling around over here, you know, this pattern, just like we shorted the S&Ps yesterday, it starts to roll over at that time near resistance. We look to short it. Well, let's go back and look at spiders again. Coming up to 350. Somewhat similar. This could be up here closer. So obviously, you know, in the next 15, 16 minutes, we're going to have to see where these are. They could be all the way up here at 352, and then it's up near the top It's opening up just above here, and then it could continue to move higher up to the next level. So we got to, assess this as it unfolds at the open and where these prices are at the open. Obviously, it's very different gapping above the base or gapping below the base. So we'll see where things are at here at the open. NQs stalled up there, normal trading range. The M top situation is blown out of the water here, and we've got a trading range, which is what I said on the weekend letter. Unless it can break through here, this looks like we're heading into a trading range. I didn't have in mind having a big green bar that would engulf the prior 3 weeks of trading. It's like, it is what it is. So moving up here into the open, and isn't much to stop it when we look at the Qs. Let's see where else we got here. The Dow up 74, 73. Anything's perking up here. I guess, was there some news a little while ago? I've almost totally stopped looking at the news in the morning. I'm so tired of hearing about coronavirus. Now I'm so tired of hearing about this presidential stuff. It's like, you just close it down. It's giving me brain damage. All right, so up against resistance here, and weird kind of a bar, look at it continuing to push up here. Yeah, NBC says Biden wins. Well, Biden wins, America loses. So how you put a guy with brain damage in the most powerful position in the world, I don't know. But in my opinion, this country is effed. Anyway, I cannot say proud to be an American anymore. That will certainly unfold over time. All right, breaking out. Wow. I wouldn't go that far, Nathan. All right. All right. Well, I don't know, Travis. We all can have our opinions and disagree, but I don't think any of us disagree that Joe Biden has a deteriorated brain, and how you put somebody like that in charge unless you're okay with, what's standing behind him. If that's the case, hey, if that guy's in the White House with the rest that are standing behind him or telling him what to do, I think in 4 more years, we'll have serious issues on our hands here. Anyway, who knows what they'll do? There's always been this thing floated around about adding tax revenue for every transaction you trade as a way to spend more money. So, short-term trading can become quite expensive. All right. So Russell breaking out here, greater than 100% retracement. It's no place to be getting long here with this kind of a pattern. You got to look to buy pullbacks, and assuming that it closes like this. Right. Bonds moving back down again, just chopping back and forth. But nice big wide range bar off of the low. Crude oil coming into a sell zone. Nothing below it. So this, I would think, is going to work as a sell setup. Gold. It took a little while, but kind of a odd pattern. I talked about this being a breakdown failure for a while, and it couldn't get above there. And so it needed a retest. So a little bit of a different kind of a pattern, but time to be a buyer of gold, or maybe GDX. GDXJ. Those are the gold miners. GDXJ is leveraged. Those can be considered. Jake, what was that 3 times silver ETF you had gotten into? I forget the symbol yesterday. AGQ. So that's a consideration. AGQ. It's up here at $50.60. So gapping up a bit, but nice weekly pattern. So, idea here is an initial starter position, relatively large stop. Really doesn't matter because you're going to put on a smaller position and then look to add as it develops. All right. And that's it for me. All yours, Dan.
All right, thanks. All right, all our positions are fine. Yeah, talking about gold, we sold a put spread on AEM yesterday. Looks great. Marijuana was rocking. We sold naked puts on CGC, ACB. Retrospect, wow, I wish we went long it. I did say this could be the all-time bottom, and wow, what a 2-day move here. YOLO is a ETF that I wish I saw yesterday morning. That would have been a 15-minute high, no brainer. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so YOLO here. YOLO looks great. So much stronger than MJ. IIP, but MJ, look at the monthly. This is a W bottom on the monthly. Greg, we got to talk about this for the ETF trader. It's rocking here pre-market. We should have done that yesterday. Oliver's asking about Roku and Amazon day trade shorts. Amazon, maybe. I need more information, but it's a very bullish last 2 days that broke out. So I need a setup, but you're fighting a bullish daily. Roku. Did you say Roku? No, I wouldn't short Roku. Absolutely not. Look, this was a breakdown failure. Hey, Sarvswar, your drop down, please. And it's gapping up here on earnings, and it's a bullish pre-market. No way on that one. We want to short. Look at this one, Fitch. Now, this was a wide range breakout, bullish, very bullish. But look, it's gapping up over 11% today. So this, I'd rather short this than Roku. Maybe 15-minute low or something. And that's just for short term. And there's still a ton of earnings here. I just saw this one going by the ticker, nasty gap down. $40. Look at that. When you got to go to your weekly chart, wow, that's an ugly gap. But too big. McGraw emailed me about the idea of a Goldman Condor, and I said, sure, yeah, you could do the maybe the 217.50s and then the 185s. So yeah, McGraw, just tell me what the math is later. TTD, I think it's earnings, but look at that big old gap to all-time highs. Crazy. It's too big. I don't know what to do with that. But when things run a lot and then gap up huge, they have to set up on a 5-minute thumbnail screen. But my bias is, just knowing that, my bias is to short. I surely don't want to buy that thing. Sina, I can't tell where you're trading. Call spread? No, not unless it expired today, because it's a bullish daily and it's a bullish 15-minute chart. You know, one kind of test that you all can use on fading strong moves is go to an hourly chart on Detective Huerta, and you don't want to short it until the hourly chart breaks its uptrend. What does that mean? Lower, lower, lower high. Now we can start considering it. I'm not saying do it blindly, but just use that as a filter. Sale had earnings, you know, extended daily, bullish engulfing weekly, so they're conflicting. Here's a bearish gap to the low 16s. On PS, no great pattern. No, it doesn't have to be and Huerta, it could be or. Because that's how we say that an uptrend has broken its uptrend. Isn't that easy? What's an uptrend? Higher highs, higher lows, pivots. Well, okay. What if it fails to make a higher high, higher low? Well, then it broke the uptrend. Doesn't mean it's bearish, but it broke the uptrend. And that suggests either consolidation or retracement. No, Chuck, I did not say I was day trading off it. I did not say that. I said you can use that as a filter before considering fading strong stocks. That's what I said. I am not using the 60 as my day trade. I use multiple time frames, but this fix, for example, is not by definition a gap and crap, is not going to meet the filter I just said. Okay, because it's an exhaustion. It's a different setup. But if this were not gapping up and it were still just going up, then I would say, yes, you can use the same filter. I mean, look at this. So look at this. Higher highs and higher lows. Actually, it actually had a little downside shakeout right here. But you see my point here? I have no interest in fading this yet. I don't mind fading things, but I'm just sharing with you some tools to try to do it objectively. Here's another example, microchip. It's up huge, right? Would I short this? No, it is still too strong. And if my 15 is in an uptrend like this, I know that my hourly still is. So I don't even need to waste my time to look at an hourly. I got no interest in fading that. Yeah. 64 and change, net, big gap. It's kind of a sloppy bull flag here. Big old flagpole. Here's your consolidation, bullish weekly. Dropbox, 1934. It's a big mess. It's a total mess. DXC, it's a mess, got no interest. I'm always trying to winnow down my list here. C-Day, I can't see any gaps, so we'll come back to you. Gapping down to 130. Middle range here. I don't know, it's a mess. Maybe if you can do a 0 DTE call or put spread, whatever sets up. TMOS 127, gap's too big, but that looks like all-time highs. TMOS is doing something right in its earnings report. I need this one's rally to resistance. We got to, finding picks and then this new swing trades is not going to be easy. Unless, do you remember, I made it really clear yesterday, the new type of swings that I am okay with are the ones that are new setups like this, TNET. It's not things that are up 5 bars at resistance. IAC 142. That's a big gap, but look at the weekly. Now this, McGraw, if we can get far enough away, I would go out in time. Let's put that here. It had earnings. Let's keep an eye on that for a put spread. Looks good. Big old gap, nice weekly. Orbert's asking about glue and mortgage. Glue for longs, $8.02. No, it's gapping right there. It's a bullish gap. It's a very bullish gap over this ugly red bar, but it's gapping. But it's gapping to a wall of resistance. I like this one much better because it's in an uptrend and it's over this ugly red bar, a shock pattern. Mortgage here is superior to the other one. So that I like. I'm going to put that in a different window on my other computer. Yeah, that looks really good. Oh, McGraw. They didn't. So why didn't they fix the stupid charts?